I'm sorry, I thought you were closed. I called. Yes.
What happened?
You might want to take a seat. So I was a high-level manager in Canada.
Okay.
In banking.
Yeah.
I'm originally from the UK.
Yeah.
Racial stuff because I'm from Scotland, England, whatever. I decided because I have 2 passports, go to Canada. Started to do very well. Made a political post on Facebook. It all fell apart. So what happened was Germans in Canada helped me. I went to UK. Terrible things happened. Had the German government and everything say, come to Germany for safety, get your life back, blah, blah, blah. The problem I had is that I arrived in Visa Airport.
Yeah.
I did a 37-hour interrogation at Schweinfurt. They said, because of the 2 countries you come from, we believe your story, but we can't recognize you, so just go get your life. I said, fine. So I'm in Würzburg. I got a job at Sky Deutschland.
Yeah.
That problem followed me. Not from Germans, but from British, Western, physical attacks, violent attacks. I didn't say anything. I just kept under the radar. Then I got a job at SAP in Nymphenburgerstraße with a British boss. I said, keep your mouth shut, don't say nothing. It got worse and worse, calling me a Scottish terrorist, considering the climate we were in.
Okay.
It got worse and worse, and as my situation with those 2 employers got worse, I'm now getting harassment in my gym, on the S-Bahn, and it's getting worse and worse and worse to a point I went through the English Garden. I don't even know these people, but it's randoms coming up like you're a dead man, walking past. So I got to the point of, I've been going to headquarters and like, I don't know how to deal with this, what do I do? All I want to do is, the lawyer that I have is Arbeitszeithelfen. So I went to him and he's basically trying to take Sky Deutschland to court. It got to the point he physically attacked me because he wouldn't give me my file, wouldn't give me the money, nothing. I called the police. The police turned up. And this is what is making me nervous, and the reason I want to hand in the evidence in case something bad happens to me, is that there was 2 officers turned up. One was very cool. He said, okay, this is a crime. The other officer said, you're not German. He can do whatever he wants to you in his house. And I said, so if he hit me and I hit him back, he said, I would jail you.
Who hit you?
The lawyer. So I basically said, I'm not leaving this property until you give me my file. Physically threw me out the building. And I said, if I defended myself, what would have happened? And one of the officers said, I would jail you. It's his office. He can do what he wants. And I said, but like that's ridiculous. So I said, so I can't defend myself. Considering the situation I'm in Germany in, and the situation that is now going on in my work, where I'm being called a terrorist, I got physically attacked. I mean, it is getting worse and worse and worse, to the point I talk to the people that I'm staying with, and I'm like, I'm actually going to get out of Munich for a little while, only because when I went to Scotland, I did pro-yes independence. The whole thing was a bag of crap anyway, right? I got taken to just outside Edinburgh, Forth Valley, where my Canadian passport was in my bag. I don't work in IT. Never graduated Leeds University. I'm not Canadian. Sectioned me, injected me, tortured me. So if I'm not an IT manager, how the hell can I get a job at SAP with a British manager? And the problem is I was trying to keep my head under the water, but the threats are getting worse and worse. My emails are getting hacked, and if I literally just want to give you whatever evidence I have, it's not everything. Log what's happening. Because if something happens to me, then at least I've logged what I've done. And also, what that police officer said, I'll be honest, I'd like that clarified, because if I have absolutely no rights to defend myself, considering the situation I'm in big trouble. Can I get the envelope?
Yeah.
One of the police officers was cool. He logged the crime. But
when was it?
this was last week. And there was about 7 witnesses, 4 reception staff, and 3 people who wanted to see the lawyer.
Did the police officers notice something?
Well, they took a picture of my arm. They said, go to the doctor. I logged it at my doctor. They didn't interview one person in that office who clearly saw it.
Okay.
That's in any protocol, that's not good. And then the thing is, he wouldn't give me his name or number. I said, I don't need your name, just something, and I'm giving it to you. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to do that. So, I'll be honest with you, what I've done is, I genuinely think I'm in danger. Because I can't, not everyone gets it. I got interrogated for 37 hours at Schweinfurt, right? If your case is not real, it doesn't happen. He said, just try and live your normal life, which I am trying to do. The problem is because Munich, I found out this week, its oldest ally is Edinburgh, which is the city I'm trying to run from, then maybe my problem is bigger here than I thought.
No.
So I need to know whether I'm protected here, or if I'm not protected, then I need to leave. But considering I'm still an employee of SAP, and I'm still, like, the threats, I am not a terrorist. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
So I need to make...
And this is from?
This is the stuff that went on at Sky Deutschland. So basically, they never paid me, pretended I never worked there. There was physical threats that happened in the canteen. So there's cameras everywhere. So I was probably working illegally there. There was physical, verbal threats. I mean, they know it, and they're just kind of doing nothing. The reason I'm coming to you is it's getting worse. It's not getting better, and I'm starting to get really worried. If my boss is calling me a terrorist, I mean, you've got to be kidding me.
Do you have a passport?
I can get my driver's license. I can give you my passport. I will come back with it. But I have dual nationality.
Okay. One moment.
Sure.
Du hast alles verstanden? Gut.
The two cops that came to the thing for the lawyer was at the Leopoldstrasse station because it happened in Schwabing.
Yeah.
So if it's happening at my work, my lawyer on the street, at my gym, like, it's not good.
Ja, wenn da schon Polizei da war, ist da ja irgendwo.
What I think is a good idea, I went to the headquarters and the guy said, potentially because your situation is so serious, someone could come out to where you're living, and if you give the evidence, someone could come out and talk to you where you are. He gave an 089 number, but it just continually rings.
Wie ist jetzt Anzeige vom 13. wirklich gegen den Anwalt aufgenommen worden? Er ist Geschädigter, weil er ihn rausschmeißen wollte und auch er seinen Arm irgendwie gedreht hat, die sonst aufgenommen. Das Problem ist, geht mir alles zu schnell. Das ist was mit Sky Deutschland wo angestellt ist, hat er jetzt noch Unterlagen und will nicht bezahlen, weil er angeblich bei den Also Anzeige wurde vom 13. hier erstattet gegen den Anwalt.
Hello.
Hi.
So, let's check.
Anwalt, das ist
Okay, here, Mr. Fraser.
Yes.
Okay. So we have a report in the computer?
No.
Now we have a report in the computer here
Yeah.
of the case you told us here.
No, but you can't.
Police were
The one for the lawyer, yes.
yes.
Yes, I
Yeah.
understand that,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is I'm telling you something else.
Yeah, one moment.
Okay, sure.
One step on
I understand.
this report is in the computer. Okay? Police was there and all was is here. This is Mr. Kronbichler is your lawyer.
Well, he was. I don't know
Oh,
what he's.
he was.
Yeah.
And now you have another problem. A following problem.
Well, this has been escalating for some time.
Und ist ganz im Buch immer Kontakten.
But the threats I'm receiving are getting worse.
What kind of threats?
Can I talk to you?
Yes. I only have to
Okay,
read,
so-
parallel.
So look, I came to Germany under very difficult circumstances. I had emails from German government, Dutch, Swedish, saying get out of your situation, come and live a normal life here. I arrived in Visa Airport.
One question between, where do you come from? Your citizenship is
Canadian and UK.
Canadian
And
UK.
yes.
UK. Yes.
The problem was,
What are the difficult circumstances you told?
so I was an IT banker at a very high level. Bank of America, Royal Bank of Canada, Bank of Montreal, everything.
Okay.
In 2013, because I was born in Scotland, I posted something on Facebook about pro-yes independence. Because I had senior bankers on my Facebook, I thought, who am I? Why would they bother what I post? They contacted the British bankers I was working for at Bank of Montreal. I gave up my job at Royal Bank of Canada, and it got extremely ugly. I got sent to England, chased all around there. Canadian embassy sent me back. I couldn't get a job, my credit destroyed, bad things happened. So basically, a German missionary found me on the street, Mika Orth, said, what the hell happened to you? I told him. Another lady, an Austrian lady, Gabrielle Gra, said, you gotta prove this to me. I showed her all the emails. She said, what do you want to do? I said, I don't know. She said, you want to go home? I said, I don't know what I'm going to. But I showed her the emails from SNP, which is the Scottish National Party, saying, come home for political protection. I went to Glasgow, I got put in cuffs, I got taken to Forth Valley Hospital. They said, you're not Canadian, never worked in IT, and you never graduated university, it's in your head. They put me in room 8, injected me, and beat the crap out of me for 6.5 weeks. I then got sent to my own city, which is Dundee, and 2 police officers came in and said, you open your mouth about this, you're a dead man. At that point, I started to receive emails from Germany saying, is your situation real? I said, yes it is. A girl from Darmstadt and a guy from Aachen put money in my Bank of Scotland account, flew me to Visa Airport. So I tried to calm things down. I was staying in Meerbusch. So then I went to Würzburg and I was staying there, not realizing that it's twinned with my home city. I didn't know that. I got summoned to Schweinfurt and I spoke to Herr Gerlach for 37 hours. He said, tell me everything.
Who's that guy?
Herr Gerlach, that's a military base in Schweinfurt. It's a German military base for asylum, political asylum. I said, it's even crazy that I'm here. So basically, he heard my whole story. He's like,
Yeah, it sounds a little bit nuts. The story is very
but that's the whole point, right?
unusual.
That's the whole point. It sounds that crazy.
Okay, you're born citizen of United Kingdom.
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay, and you begged for asylum in Germany? Is that
I didn't want to come for asylum. I'll be honest with you. I'm just a normal guy. I'm a normal guy. The problem was I got too good too quickly. I delivered about $3 billion IT projects. They saw this thing that I posted on Facebook and made me out to be something that I'm not. All I said was pro-yes.
They're relatives.
I don't have any. I left when I was 14 years old. I slept in buses. They're absolutely psycho. So that's the whole reason I went.
No relatives, no.
None.
None.
That's the whole reason I went to England in the first place. I went to England when I was 18.
And you proved England citizenship? Citizen? You proved
I can come back with my
passport. You have a passport?
Well, what they did was, in Canada, is they stole every piece of ID I had. I got an email saying, go to Nova Scotia, you'll be safe, thinking it's New Scotland. I got terrorized there. I went to the Church of Scotland. The guy said, Reverend Bell, trust me, I know what this sounds like. He said, I've never heard anything like this in my life. Bearing in mind, that whole Scottish referendum thing has never happened before, right? So he's like, you're in a lot of trouble. I said, I'm just a normal guy. He's like, he gave me money out of his own pocket. He's like, you need to get ID and you need to get out of here. He sent me 7 buses all the way back from Quebec, back to Ontario. There's like a hole in the wall where I got some ID. I managed to get more ID. And then in Starbucks on Yonge Street, Yonge and St. Clair, where I used to live, I met an Austrian lady, Gabrielle Gra. She said, "What the hell happened to you?" I told her. She's like, "No way." She said, "I've been beaten up for being Austrian in the war and all this crap." She was the one who bought me my passport, got me my ID back. She was the one that sent me to Glasgow. Then basically they put me in that Forth Valley where a lot of bad things were being done to a lot of bad people, and they basically sectioned. Well, I was in Ward 3, and they sectioned me, which means Forth Valley Hospital, which is very
in
Edinburgh,
Edinburgh, okay.
right? And the reason they kept
Is
me,
it psychiatry?
yes.
Okay.
So they basically said, "You're not Canadian. You've never lived in Canada. You've never worked in IT, and you didn't graduate Leeds Metropolitan
Do you
University."
have any documents of your education?
When I got out, I got them, but obviously I had my passports in my bag, and I said, "They're in my bag." He's like, "No, I'm too tired to look in that." I got taken to room 8. They injected me with, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what it was, but I was paralyzed, and they did bad things. So that's how it started. Then I came here. Even Gerlach said, "Your story's crazy. Snowden this, Snowden that." I said, "Please don't call me that name." But it gets me in trouble. I'm just a guy trying to live my life, right? So go get a job. You're safe in Germany, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. So the only reason I survived in Würzburg is because some of the students took me in Gebrunn, which is near the university. Then I got a job at BTO in Leopoldstraße. They're like, "We're going to send you to Sky Deutschland."
BTO is what?
BTO is an Italianish BTO research. They have a link with LMU University, and they basically hire project managers and then rent them out to other companies.
Mm-hmm. And your function or your grade of
I'm a senior IT project manager. The largest project I did was 700 million at the Bank of America.
Okay.
On Yonge Street. So when I got there,
Sorry.
yes.
Darf ich dich kurz reinlassen mit ihm?
Ja, ja.
Fürs 22 Uhr.
Ja, schon. Okay.
So Sky Deutschland
Yeah.
reference continually almost the moment I get there. My boss was not German, referencing Scotland, referencing there's people from Edinburgh there, and I'm like, this stuff is following me. The mobbing got worse and worse and worse in the cafeteria in Sky Deutschland. Listen, when I came to Germany, they had done surgery on my hand because they broke my hand. I had an MRI on my ankle. They confirmed they broke my ankle. Grabbing me by the hand and like, "You better do this." Threats, constant. Then basically, Karen Smallman said, "You gotta leave the property." I'm like, "For what?" "Can't tell you. You gotta get out." So I contact BTO. BTO is like, We've left the country. We've gone to Milan, so I don't get paid. I came to Germany with €5. I lost $1 million with all that nonsense. So I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do? I'm in Schuster Hostel in Germany. The owner there is threatening me. "I know who you are" and all this. I'm like, this is absolutely nuts. There's people from Scotland in that hostel. I managed to get a job at SAP at Hybris. So it's SAP Hybris in Nymphenburgerstraße. When I go to the interview, it's a Bulgarian guy and a German, and they ask me very generic questions. Then they start saying, "Well, you know, your boss is very, very British." And I didn't say nothing, but in my mind, I'm like, "Oh, not again." They're like, "You can't say this, you can't say that." I said, "I'm here to work, that's it." They said, "He's in Australia right now, he comes back in a week, the end of Christmas." I said, "No problem." So the last week of December, he starts mentioning the Scottish referendum. He's calling, there's a guy from Egypt that works there, he calls him a terrorist. And I kind of was like, then there's an Persian guy, he's called Kaboom because he carries the bombs. Then he starts referencing me as a Scottish, bearing the climate that we're in currently, right? Calling me a Scottish terrorist, Scottish bastard, this, that. And I actually said, "Look, this has got to stop. I'm here to work, it's got nothing to do with it." Then he started deleting, because I create environments, my client was Volkswagen. So I have to create environments for them that they can do the sandbox, QA, and then production. He'll just delete one of my environments. My client then goes, "What the hell's going on?" He then sends out global emails all over the place, like I don't know what I'm doing. And in January 27th, he basically said in front of everyone, "Once you come back from Australia, once they go to Poland, I'm getting rid of this bitch." And then it started getting physically violent. So basically, it got that bad. I told the director of HR, Hybris, I said, this is out of control. I've worked at major banks, but like I'm under threat here. He's like, you need to go, get out of this office immediately. You need to document everything. Give it to me. We will deal with it. So I did that. I went to my doctor. I told him everything. So then I didn't hear nothing from Hybris. I said, I don't know German employment. I don't know German law. There's threats, everything. Nothing happened. One of the guys in Waldorf said, if you give me the green light to help you, I will help you. So he basically put me in contact with HR in Waldorf, and I detailed everything because they have alcohol in that office, and it was literally a case of when he rings the bell, if I don't run to the fridge and drink a shot of vodka or something, I'm fired. That's and it was getting worse and worse and worse. And the problem is, as my employment situation happens and gets worse, I'm starting to receive threats on the S-Bahn. I'll be on the S-Bahn. Someone will come up and start, never met these people before in my life, punching me in the leg. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I walk through English Park or whatever it's called. Someone will walk past me and go, you're a dead man. I'm just like blocking it out, but it's getting worse. I go to my gym, I get pushed in the back. And it's gotten to the point, I'll be honest with you, is I did a city tour of Munich. I didn't realize Munich was linked with Edinburgh, and it's the oldest link they've ever had. And I'm starting to wonder, is my problem bigger than I think it is? And I've gone to the headquarters police station and said, this is my situation. I just want to be left alone. And they are coming after me daily. Email attacks, hacks. It's non-stop.
Where do you live now?
Well, the problem is I'm living in A&O Hostel in Lyme. So I just want to log my stuff as evidence because the one point that got me really scared, I'll be honest with you, is I went to my lawyer, right? I have no money because of what happened. So when I gave him all the evidence, he has all the emails. He's like, don't worry, I'll deal with it. I'm like, okay, fine. He's like, you're in Germany, if you have no money, the legal fees are paid, etc., etc. So he's saying he's gone to court with either Sky Deutschland or BTO. I said, can I come? No. When I actually went there, which was when that was recorded, I said, so what's happening? He's like, well, you've been given money. The German government has said they're not awarding you any help. And I'm like, well, why not? Can't tell you. I said, but why can't you show me? Not telling you, and you're not getting your money. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? I said, can I please have my file? No. I said, what's going on here? I said, give me my file, I'll go to the court myself. No. So I walked to reception, I said to the receptionist, may I please have my file? He physically grabbed me by the arm and went,
okay, there we have a report for.
Right, and that's what happened. So then I called the police, I stood outside. The two police officers turned up. They basically said, before they even came out, they're like, nah, you weren't assaulted. I'm like, but how can you say that? You weren't even here. What happened? So I told them, they're like, that's not assault. I said, he physically grabbed, and then one of the...
You have no injuries or anything like that?
My arm was, I got painkillers for my arm. I went to the doctor and I got diclofenac.
You have a statement of the doctor?
Well, the police officers, once they logged it, said you need to go to the doctor.
Yes,
I went to my doctor and he gave me...
Do you have the number of the report? Do you have already the number?
And I think the guy's name...
For further actions you need the number, they can give you.
Yes, I know, but the problem is that I have no money. What the police officer said is, I need to get another lawyer in order to sue this lawyer. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yes, but that's another problem.
The problem is...
We are here to solve police problems.
I understand.
According to our tasks.
Yes.
The whole problems you told me are not particularly special police problems,
but I'm being
personal problems.
No, but I'm being threatened.
We can't give you any money, yes, but...
I don't want you to give me money.
Yes, any advice, okay, perhaps.
So I basically...
Do you have any evidence for your threats?
This is what these are.
Okay, can I see anything? Or only to have an overlook? And this is printed out of your emails or what?
Well, 3 of my emails have been hacked. All the government, I printed out some of the government emails to prove that I have been there.
Okay.
The actual stuff that's going on...
Only to read.
Yes, that's fine.
Have an overlook of the case. And, well, I can't promise anything.
But I mean, I'm
Only
being
to-
threatened.
Yes, but I can't
If
promise
that's not a
anything.
if that's not a
First,
police.
let me first of all read it. Yeah?
Okay, so that's not. So hold on. This is the most important one. That's guy. That's. So someone told me to write that in German, and that's basically the summary of what this is.
The policeman of the report. Did they read it? Any?
What happened was they
acknowledge
refused to do anything.
it? Okay. Yes.
So there was basically witnesses in the office. They refused to interview them. They took a note, refused to give me their name or number, and they took off. I said, "Can I at least have a copy of the report?" No. So
You told me something of German emails from government or anything like that.
yes,
It's included here.
yes, it is. And there's YouTube videos. There's like I don't know how much.
YouTube videos of what?
Happened in Scotland.
From your videos. Or
This
what?
is what
Referring
what
to
they-
your case or
so-
anything else?
No, so look.
Are they?
Videos of torture, harassment. It was actually sent to the German government. If you look at the email addresses,
Yeah, it's the.
and if you look here, hold on. Look at the email addresses. These are government email addresses. The problem is, they told me to live in a normal life. I'm not living a normal life because my life is now threatened. Germany told me to come here
Okay.
to be protected. I'm not protected right now. This was the what's going on at Hybrids. To be called a terrorist, I don't have a crime to my name anywhere in the world. That kind of behavior is dangerous. Once it got, and it's getting physical. I made a complaint to Deutsche Bahn as well. I did it yesterday. I'm like, I can't go on Deutsche Bahn without being harassed. Well, on the S-Bahn and Deutsche Bahn, is it normal to go on the S-Bahn and someone you never met before come start punching your leg? I don't think so. Well, that's not normal. I'm just that.
Did you ever take it for possible that you're screening your environment in a very special way of threats before you go in a normal way? You're screening threats and the
Did I
relation of the environment and yourself, the person of you.
Did I ask
You
my
always-
boss?
you-
Did I
you
ask my
always
boss
see
to
through-
call me a
through-
terrorist? No.
No, it's because of normal situations of life in Munich or elsewhere. It sounds a little bit
Do you think?
special.
Yes,
It
but.
sounds very special.
Oh, but to be honest with you,
and
if
we
you
know-
think, no,
and we
no,
know
no, I
such-
disagree with you
we know
totally.
such problems.
No, absolutely not.
Because it's not very possible.
Why would I be sent to Schweinfurt? Is it a normal situation to come from Canada to the UK to have a 37-hour interrogation in Schweinfurt? Is that normal? No.
No,
It's not, is it?
It's also not normal
Right.
to have a British or Scottish citizen as assault. begging for
Exactly,
asylum.
that's what he said. I'm the first in the world to do it.
Okay. Anyone
You can
is,
call Gerlach. He was the one-
anyone is always the first one to do anything. And that's
Unfortunately,
very
it's happened
unusual.
to me,
And
yes.
for any unusual cases, there mostly are set up unusual measures because it wasn't in the world before.
I'm not quite sure. I think I understand
It's-
what you're trying to
It's,
say. But
now, the purpose to come here is
I need the
first
threats
of all
to stop.
what
At my work,
you
I'm
want
still an employee
want-
of SAP.
yes, sir. You want us to take care of this, or only to acknowledge that it happened? To say to us, okay, here are my documents. Please
This is
read
very,
it.
very simple.
Send it to anyone
No,
to
no, no.
read it.
No. This is very, very simple.
Yeah.
Is you're more than welcome to contact Schweinfurt. I was there. I'll print you out all the emails you want. What I'm saying is, I was told that I am protected in Germany, right?
Mhm.
So I now have one of your police officers saying I'm not protected because I'm not German, and that lawyer can do anything he wants to me.
Mm.
So that scared the hell out of me.
I don't think that it's meant like you say.
His English was very good.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, I have now gone to 2 major German employers. I haven't necessarily had a problem with German workers, but British workers,
First of all, this statement.
I'm threatened.
Okay. Only one question between. This statement, it's meant to be addressed to the police in the policeman who reported this noise.
No. All I'm saying is that's who I spoke to.
Ah,
This is
it's
the officer
okay,
who turned
okay,
up
it's
to the lawyer one.
Okay.
Do I want to be in this police station? Absolutely not. But I have now been in Germany for 1 year. I have been in Munich for 7 months.
Mm.
I think walking through a park, being told you're a dead man, this
Okay.
by a British person, I would say.
It all sounds not very well.
Real, yeah, no, it doesn't. Try living
It's
it.
like well.
Try living it. Your government was the one who told me to come here.
It sounds a little bit like hitchhiking through the universe, if you know.
I'll be honest, if you're gonna mock my situation, I don't appreciate it.
I only I try to refer to the probability of all the.
What I'm saying is, if I was hearing my story, if you were telling me, I would say it's unlikely. To start quoting
It's all the way around
movies.
this.
I've
Do
told
I
you,
have-
I've
may I-
told you
may I-
scenarios of where I've been threatened, and
Is
you're
it
saying
allowed?
it's not even a police show.
May I copy it?
You're more than welcome to, yes.
Yes. Only one question. May I have
Yes,
this
no
only as a
problem.
copy? Okay. And I send it to a section of our police.
So if my situation's not real, why interrogate me in Schweinfurt for 37 hours
Well,
over 2 days?
That's another authority, and I don't know why and
But to say that,
measures are set up?
to-
and what's linked with your case.
I'll be honest with you, the way it's been dealt with is bad, really bad.
What's your plan to going forward now?
I'm still employed by SAP. SAP are basically, they have tons of evidence. I'm more than willing to give it to you, but it'd be too much.
Yeah.
What I'm
okay.
saying is,
I won't copy all of them, but it's
do what you have to.
okay. I separated and it got its. I don't